So, with that being said, we're going to get into this episode of the What's Up Podcast. Before I say anything else, you will never see me in these colors again because Auburn will never lose another Iron Bowl, but I'm a man of my word. I'm wearing the Alabama shirt. We got Nick Saban on the back. This is as Alabama as it's gonna get. I will only pay respects to Nick Saban, not the team itself. So, with that being said, we're gonna get into the word of the day, and today it is Isaiah 26 verses 3 through 4. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. Trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord Himself is the rock eternal. Basically just saying, whatever you do, trust in God. It might not fall into your plans, but, trust in His plan. Trust in what He has set for you and what He wants to put into your life. Whether it's what you think is best or not, that's not your decision to make. It's God's. Ultimately, it's God's, and just try your best to trust His plan and what He has going on. Whether it's rocky at the moment, or if everything's going according to plan to how you feel. Just trust in what God's got going on in your life, and allow Him to be that rock. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get straight into it.
We'll see. I'm Selection Sunday. This Sunday, man. It came up fast. It came fast.
Too fast.
Yes. And just like that, no more Auburn football.
Basketball season, baby! Woo! More disappointment.
You're a basketball school now. Alrighty.
We were a basketball school until we get into this next segment and talk about what I believe. And I've told you this a while back. I told you how high I was on Alex Golesh before Hugh Freeze was even fired. I'm pretty sure earlier in the year, after a disappointing loss, we held a segment for potential replacements, and I mentioned Alex Golesh and how high I was on him. I took a step back because I thought he would be a play caller, and then being announced, I found out yesterday, but it was announced to the public by himself today that he is not the play caller. I think this is the home run hire. If I had to make a list right now, I would still put Kenny Dillingham number 1, but Alex Golesh would be my number 2. And honestly, at this point in time, for what I'm about to get into, it could be 1A, 1B for me. And I just want to say this right now, and it can come back and bite me in the butt. But I'm going to say how I feel because it's a podcast and that's what we're supposed to do. I hopped on the John Summerall bus because I thought we were going to get him. I think he has good traits. But thank you, God, we did not get Summerall and we fell into Alex Golesh's lap. I love it. I'm excited. I'm here for it. This is the hire I would rather have. Personally, that's my opinion. But with that being said, I'm going to get into the facts before I get into anything else. Alex Golesh was a co-OC at UCF with Josh Heupel. Followed him to Tennessee to be his OC. Broke records at Tennessee. He set the program season record for points, yards, touchdowns, first downs, fewest interceptions thrown, and QB efficiency. That was all under Alex Golesh's offense. Then he went to USF to become a head coach, who had a combined 4 wins the 3 seasons before he got there. And he went 23-15 in his last 3 seasons there. So completely turned that program upside down. Competed with Alabama twice while at South Florida. Just throwing that out there. I'm not saying it to brag or anything, but that is a big accomplishment when you're at a school like USF playing a team like Alabama. Beat Florida. Competed with other Power 4 schools And like I said, just completely turn that program around. Um, in the last 5 years, going all the way back to USF, um, Alex Golesh has had a top 20 offense overall every single year, and multiple top 10 and top 5 offenses um, in those stints. And notable names under Alex Golesh is Brock Purdy, Hendon Hooker, Joe Milton, and this last year, Byron Brown. Those are all of the facts that I want to lay out. Those are the reasons he got hired. Those are the things on paper that is the reason he is Auburn's next head coach. That is not necessarily why I love this hire. His stint with Tennessee is essentially the biggest thing for me that's like, okay, I'm comfortable with this hire. I have a question for you. And this isn't going to go on like, this is just an opinion. Let's just say Alex Golesh, right, was the OC at Alabama putting up those kind of offensive numbers and they lost in the national championship. Do you think he would have went to USF or do you think he would have got a big job offer off rip?
You know, as it's not an exact comparison because this guy had some baggage with him, but Lane Kiffin was essentially in a very similar situation and went to FAU. So I could kind of see both sides. I could see where you're getting at, but at the same time, like
Now,
he,
hold on.
you know,
Lane Kiffin had to go to FAU because he had to restart and regain reputation. I
well,
don't
yeah.
think that that's fair. Because
I don't know.
Lane Kiffin had proven multiple times he can coach on the SEC level. Is he going to get his attitude right? And that was the reason like nobody wanted to take a chance on him yet.
Yeah, which is why. So I would say probably a bigger job than USF, but maybe not a major job.
Well, I'm not saying like
yeah,
SEC or anything, but like he could get an ACC job off rip if this was not at Tennessee and they had went to the national championship and just lost.
Possibly, yeah.
That's just an opinion. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I just wanted to ask that question because that's just how things go over there. But before I say anything else, I do want to go over his contract. It's a 6-year contract for about $45 million. He'll get $6 million his first year, $7 million, 7.25, 7.5, 7.75, $8 million. He gets good incentives. If he gets a 9-win regular season, he gets an extra $1.5 million. If we win 10 games in the regular season, he gets $2 million. 11-win regular season, he gets an additional $1 million on top of everything that he's already earned. So that would be the 1.5, the 2, plus this 1, and then 12-0, another $1 million. So that's $5.5 million if we go 12-0. An SEC Conference Championship game appearance is $150,000. Double that if you win it. If you make the first round of the college football playoffs or get a first round bye, he gets an additional $1 million. Quarterfinal game appearance, he gets $250,000. A semifinal game, another quarter. A national championship game appearance, he gets $500,000. And a championship game victory is another $1 million. If he finishes top 25 in the ranking, in any of the polls, AP, coaches, or the college football playoffs, he gets an additional $25,000. He gets $50,000 if he's named the SEC Coach of the Year, $75,000 if named National Coach of the Year. So that is all of the incentives. I'm not going to add all of that up, but if he turns out to be who I think he is going to be, just based off incentives alone, he will be one of the highest paid head coaches in all of college football. Now I want to get into, just some of the quotes that I've heard over the years from Alex Golesh that this is the part that makes me comfortable. This is the part that makes me happy and makes me feel like this is the home run hire. Do you know what he had said after coming close but falling short to Alabama?
No idea.
He said, the easy thing to do is to say, man, we played them really tough. Our kids play really hard. We're so close. I think that is very much a loser's mentality. If you try to rationalize failure, you're going to accept failure your whole life. And that's my biggest fear, is to fail. There's a lot of quotes he has said that I've absolutely fallen in love with. When asked about hobbies, and I'm not trying to throw shots at Hugh Freeze or anything, about golf, stuff like that, he said, I don't bleeping golf. I don't bleeping fish. I don't bleeping hunt. And he goes on this chant. I don't bleeping do none of that. I coach football. That's what he said. I like that. I like that. And, knowing his background coming from Russia, he moved here when he was 7 years old. And he told this story on multiple occasions. Came here, his parents had nothing. They had to work for literally everything that they have today, and that instilled his work ethic. I don't know his exact age, but I know he's in his younger 40s. This is a guy that works hard, that doesn't want to lose, that expects the best from his players, and that's exactly what you want. One of the things he said in the press conference today is this is going to be a routine ran program. Wake up expecting excellence. Brush your teeth perfectly. Get dressed perfectly. Eat your breakfast perfectly. Be a winner in everything you do. That is essentially what he said in today's presser. That is exactly what you want to hear. Another thing that he said, this is going to be a player-led program. Not in the sense of the players get to do what they want to do, but the players set their goals. The players are determining the attitude. Alex Golesh sets that attitude, sets that example, and expects those players to carry it on to the freshmen, to the sophomores, and carry it out through their day-to-day life. That is what he means when he says that. And that is another reason why Alex Golesh, I think, is the home run hire. I've already mentioned that he's not going to be calling plays. That takes this hire, to me, from a good hire to a great hire. Now, Garrett, I have a challenge for you. I would highly suggest, if anybody's going to do it, I want you to do this. And this is the part where I said, this is going to turn some heads. I want you, whether that's today, tomorrow, because I don't know if you watched it or not. I want you to go watch his presser from today, his introductory presser, right? And right after you get done watching that, I want you to find some time and go all the way back to 2007. I want you to listen to a man who just got hired at the University of Alabama named Nick Saban. I want you to listen to his introductory presser. And I want you to come back and tell me how many similarities in the way that they talk, in the way that they expect their team to execute. I want you to come back and tell me how many similarities you hear. Because I did that today. And when I tell you, it sounds awfully similar. It's a presser. That doesn't mean anything. You can talk the talk, but you got to walk the walk. But when I tell you, they're different words, but it's the exact same message. It's the exact same message. I'm telling you, I've never felt better about a hire than I have about this one. He is not Nick Saban. I'm not saying that in the slightest. But you go listen to those two press conferences, and you hear two guys with the same goal delivering the same exact message, just with different words. And that is my personal opinion. If you are watching this and you're going to laugh at me, cool. But I would challenge you before you laugh at me to go do the same thing. Watch Alex Golesh's presser today and watch that 2007 Nick Saban presser. I was really impressed with the similarities that I saw. Like I said, I'm not saying that he's Nick Saban, but if Auburn lets Alex Golesh does what he needs to do, right, I can see us winning a national championship in the next 7 years. And I fully believe that. I believe this is a guy that knows what it takes. He's hard nosed. He's not going to let anybody just do what they want. Those times of, you know, being player oriented in the sense of we want to make the player happy is gone. Alex Golesh is a guy that expects excellence from all of his guys. And if you're not going to give him that, he has no problem showing you the door. And I'm extremely excited knowing what I know about him. Everywhere he's been, he's found success. He has the track record to back it up. He's done it in the SEC. I'm pretty sure when he was at Tennessee, when he had Hendon Hooker, they were the number one offense in the nation that year. And he's got a really young offensive staff coming with him. My only question is DJ Durkin. There are definite questions right now going on in the Auburn behind the scenes. I've gotten a lot of mixed reviews, but my takeaway from it is if DJ is gone, it's not because Alex Golesh did not want him. It's because DJ wanted another opportunity. DJ probably wanted the head coaching job here at Auburn. That's okay. This is not publicly confirmed, but I've heard that John Cohen offered him associate head coach under the table before we hired a head coach. And now that Alex Golesh has got here, that is not what DJ Durkin is going to get. So I imagine DJ does feel a certain way about that, and that is completely understandable. And I don't think that's Alex Golesh's fault. But I do believe if DJ Durkin does decide to leave, it's not because Golesh got rid of him. It is because DJ Durkin did not want to be a part of the Auburn staff no more, and he took a job that was he deemed better or a better opportunity, so on and so forth. But that is what makes me so comfortable about Alex Golesh.
Look, I do think it's a good hire. I think it was smart to get an offensive guy and not a defensive guy. I think, and I know y'all just had an offensive guy and the one before that, but like I don't see Auburn getting to the success that they want with with a John Summerall, to be honest. I thought this was a much better hire than John Summerall. Um, I don't like this hire, and that's a compliment to the hire. Um, I think, obviously, he's never coached at this level, head coach wise. Um, and it's not to say he can't succeed at this level, because he absolutely could. Plenty of guys have. And I think he will do a good job down there. But we will have to see how he handles. Obviously, the recruiting is going to be way different. How he staffs, yeah.
I did want to mention, I almost forgot about that. In multiple spots of his coaching career, he was assigned to the recruiting coordinator. Just thought I would mention that.
I'm not surprised.
He is a big recruiter.
And it works out that he was just at Tennessee not too long ago, so a lot of the connections in the South are still there, which is really important. How he staffs is extremely important. It can make or break his time there, even if he is a really good head coach. Like if you don't staff well, shoot. Obviously, player retention. I think the players are gonna love this guy. I can't guarantee that though. Maybe he goes in there and rubs some people the wrong way and they hit the transfer portal. Maybe he goes in there and they love him and nobody enters the transfer portal. I don't know. We don't know. I'm sure some people will enter the transfer portal, and I'm sure there will be some guys that stay, of course. But we'll see. Did you have something to say?
Oh no, you go ahead.
So we'll see. I think it's a good hire. I think it's going to work out. A lot of Auburn fans are upset. I kind of understand why, but at the same time, I'm like, this is probably the best hire y'all have had since Gus Malzahn. So give him a chance.
It's way too early to tell. It's way too early to tell.
Right.
But just off of my gut feeling, I would say this is better than Gus. and that's just
Off
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 gut
of
feeling.
yeah. I can't remember when Auburn hired Gus Malzahn. I was too young. But
2000, it was the winter of
13.
2012 going into
Yeah.
2013. It was
Yeah,
right
so
before
I
Christmas.
don't yeah, I don't remember that. But since they've hired Harsin and Hugh Freeze, this hire feels way different.
Um,
Um,
before we
which it
move on,
should, but
do you know who did that 2012 job was between?
2012, well, obviously Gus. Um, thinking about
This is
that
the
time.
this is like, obviously I was too young to know, but like this is like knowing how it all turns out. It
Oh yeah,
it
Kirby.
makes, yeah,
Kirby.
it was Kirby
Kirby.
Smart.
Yeah, I knew that. I did know that.
I want to
I did know that.
literally just, all because we didn't want to be patient and wait for him to finish in the playoffs, or not in the playoffs,
Yeah, well,
in the national championship. We did not want to wait for the
yeah.
national championship game. Where we could have been.
If only. But yes, I do think this is a good hire. I think it's the smart move for Auburn. It may work out, it may not. We just don't know. We just don't know.
Uh,
I As far as a national championship, I said this earlier, I just think it's incredibly hard to win a national championship. I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he won't. It is just incredibly hard to win a national championship. At no point have I even ever said I thought Kalen DeBoer is going to win a national championship. I've never even said that. Kalen DeBoer can win a national championship. Alex Golesh can win a national championship. Um, but it is just incredibly, incredibly difficult. Auburn is a place that can win though. Like if it's ran the right way, it's that's been shown before. Even when it's ran the wrong way, they found a way to win a national championship. 2010, no diss at that head coach, but I don't
oh
have to
no, diss
explain that
them,
to you.
please,
Yeah.
please, please.
um. So yeah, Auburn is a place that can win. So if he can take them back to a winner, like he could do that. I hope he doesn't. I hope he's gone in 3 years because he sucks. And you'll have to restart. I just I don't see him winning a national championship there, but I, the only I don't hardly see anyone winning a national. I see Lane Kiffin possibly winning a national championship at LSU, and out of all the coaching hires that have been made, that's it. And even that is like such a stretch, like because it's just so hard. Um, but yes, Alex Golesh can win a national championship at Auburn. I think he has the best chance out of Gus, um, which Gus did make a national championship game his first year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gus, Harsin, of course, and then Hugh Freeze, of course.
Technically, he has
Um,
won a national championship.
well, I mean, like as the head
Yeah, I
coach.
know, I know.
But good hire. We'll see if it works out. I hope it doesn't. The next 2 weeks are going to be extremely important for the future of Auburn football. Yeah, I'll give it a month. We'll go into the transfer portal period. Um,
I think that is the
don't.
biggest.
Yeah,
That's the biggest point in time. I
I think DJ Durkin is not there next year. I think he takes a job
I
somewhere
I,
else.
I could definitely see it. Like I said, I don't think it's because Golesh doesn't want him. I think Golesh has made it very clear he wants him. Um, but and it's hard to say the right thing without like being rude about it. But somebody
Yeah.
has definitely stepped on DJ Durkin's toes, and he definitely feels a certain way about it. Um,
No. Yeah.
I can't like
No.
show
Right.
you
He.
video proof of it, but from
Yeah.
all of the things that I've received and all of the info that I have on the inside, that is what I'm getting.
Look, he feels like he should be the next coach of Auburn football, and I do not blame him.
I don't blame him either.
I think he takes a head coaching job somewhere, not a Power 4 job, maybe not. I don't know, but like these D5 jobs opening up, like I see DJ Durkin getting one of those jobs,
Now,
and I think he will be very good there.
remember when I told you I would prefer DJ Durkin over John Summerall.
Yes,
I would prefer Alice Golesh over DJ Durkin.
I would. Yes, I would
If
agree. I
this
think the
if this
ceiling.
meant like if getting Alice Golesh meant that I had to lose DJ Durkin, I would really hate it. And it's going to really suck, and it's going to hurt my feelings just for the personal love I have for DJ. He's a fantastic person, a fantastic DC. But I think for the betterment of the program, I would rather take my shot on Alex Golesh.
Alex Golesh's ceiling is definitely higher, I think. I mean, time will tell, but I don't know. We'll see. But I do think DJ is gone. Of course, then defensive player retention is extremely important at that point. But
Not gonna happen.
I mean, look, as much as I think Alex Golesh is a good hire, if Cam Coleman transfers out and y'all lose y'all's best defensive players, next year's probably going to be rough.
It's going to
And
be a
that's
rough year. We
just,
have a very
yeah.
hard schedule next year, regardless.
Yeah, as y'all always do. Here's the only issue with that. If that ball starts rolling down that hill, he may never get his feet under him. Like, there is that possibility. And so maybe, we look 3 years from now and say, man, Alex Golesh had so much potential, but he just could never, get his feet under him. He could never get settled in at Auburn.
See,
Maybe that, I don't think that happens, but that is a possibility that should be considered.
here's why I don't want to say okay or comfortable, but to me, here's why it's not the end all be all. Look at what Hugh Freeze came into. He had nothing. He had to literally build a roster his first year. And I'm not saying that
Sure.
Alex Golesh is the recruiter that Hugh Freeze is. That is yet to be seen. What I do know is, out of all G5 schools, USF has been second in all of G5. And what I do believe is, if he can recruit anywhere near the level of Hugh Freeze in 3 years, he will have the guys that he needs anyways.
Yeah.
If it means I have to suffer the first year, and even then, I highly doubt. I have so much confidence in Golesh that I believe next year we're instantly at least one game better than we were this year. I think we're at least a 6-6 team. At least. Bare minimum. And I truly believe that. Just because even if he's not the best recruiter, this is still Auburn. People are still going to pay these players' monies in the transfer portal. And you look at the terrible team that Hugh Freeze had his first year, and they still found a way to win 6 games. And I think this is an upgraded head coach. I think this is an upgraded coaching staff outside of DJ Durkin. If you can do that, if you just put some sort of team together in the portal that can win a few games, I don't think there'll be any trouble at all.
Yeah, we'll see. Time will tell. Like I said, the next month is crucial.
It is
towards
it's
the future of Auburn football.
A lot of speculation is that Byron Brown will enter the portal and he is a name to watch for Auburn. I'm getting a lot of Auburn fans are worried about that being the end all be all for Deuce Knight. I just want to say this. If Deuce Knight sees a guy come in with 1 year of eligibility and he is a redshirt freshman and he's not even guaranteed play time next year right now, right? But if he sees that and it's like, oh, now I have to go, knowing that Ashton Daniels and Byron Brown are out of eligibility next year no matter what, I don't want Deuce Knight anyways. Because if you're that scared to compete in a room with 2 guys that are gone next year regardless, why would I want you to play at the University of Auburn? Me personally, and obviously I haven't had the level of success being an Alabama fan. But what Nick Saban built should be the model for all SEC teams. If you're an SEC team, that is what you're looking for. And if you look at the rosters that he built, he had 5-star backing up a 5-star backing up a 5-star. Those guys didn't leave. Yeah. So if your name is Deuce Knight, and I'm not saying he will or he won't, I don't know what the kid's going to do. That's his life decision. I'm not saying it's the wrong decision for him and his life. But me as a fan, if I'm a head football coach at Auburn University, if you can't wait 1 more year and start when you're a redshirt sophomore, Why would we want you in the first place? And I think that me personally, on the offensive end, the only player that like you cannot let leave is Cam Coleman. I feel like everybody else can be replaced over time. Cam Coleman's not a replaceable guy.
Yeah, I agree.
But in this
We'll see.
era of transfer portal, if Deuce Knight leaves this year and you got Ashton Daniels and Byron Brown, next year there's going to be a guy in the portal just as, if not more talented than Deuce Knight was. So why are you so worried about that? And this is a guy that evaluates quarterbacks. He has a young quarterback staff. And so I feel that way about a lot of players. The defensive group, that is a little bit harder for me to feel because it's an entire group. It's not just one player. That group is excellent because of the entire group, not just because of one player. They operate as a team over there. On the offense, it's different. We could lose everybody on the offensive side. If we kept Cam Coleman, I'd be perfectly fine. And I mean that. I did want to say that DJ was like quote unquote promised associate head coach. I don't know how true that is, but the the coach that Golesh is bringing in is Cody Burns, former Auburn receiver / quarterback. He will be the associate head coach, and he will be co-offensive coordinator and wide receiver coach. And the other one,
Cool.
the other offensive coordinator, they run two offensive coordinators. They do a co-offensive coordinator system. That is Joe Gordon, and that is our quarterback coach.
All right. And okay. And will one of them call plays?
Um, I don't know if they do it as a collective, like how they do it. I think how they do it is Golesh gives them a game plan, and those two coordinators get together and find out the best way to execute that game plan come game day. I think that's how that works. I'm not so sure because I'm not a big follower of the whole co-offensive coordinator thing. Like, we don't have a true offensive coordinator. It's two co-offensive coordinators. So how that works, I don't know, but I know that it worked when he was at UCF. I know that it partially worked when he was at Tennessee. I don't know how much they did of that, and I know that it worked at USF. So if that is what he feels comfortable doing, he will do it, and I'm sure if it does not work, they will make changes as needed.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. I think it'll work out. I think it'll be a good hire. There's a lot of Auburn fans mad. I think they're gonna end up eating crow on this one. I'll be honest.
I'm very
Unfortunately.
excited. If I haven't already shown, I know I'm saying a lot, but like, I truly believe, out of all the guys, I think this is the best hire this cycle.
Yeah.
Lane included. I want that to be known because I think Lane leaves for the NFL and never does anything in the college realm. I think at some point he goes back to the NFL.
Would not surprise me. I know that is a possibility. He's definitely screwed his teams over before. That's for sure.
I do want to say one more thing before I'm officially done talking about Alex Golesh. Alex Golesh today, and this is another thing that is very big to me. He said, "We are not a system group. We work around the talent and the player that we have and what works best for them." And to be an elite coach, that is what you have to do. You look at Kirby Smart. This is gonna hurt to say. I'm swallowing my tongue. You look at Kalen DeBoer with what he did with Jalen Milroe, now with what he's got with Ty Simpson. I mean, you look at like a Ryan Day. You can't just have one system and expect it to work year in, year out. You have to be able to evolve with your players, and that is something that he made very clear today. Oh, one more thing, I lied. Two more things. Hold on, I'm lying. Look, I'm sorry. He said a lot today. He said it was an hour presser, and I watched every second. Two things today. Another thing he said about the offense coming to the Plains is he said We are going to run the football. I love to hear it. That is what Auburn is. I think Auburn has the second most 1,000-yard rushers in program history behind, I believe it's Texas. I believe. Don't hold me on that. They're either second or third in most 1,000-yard rushers in all of college football in program history with, I believe, 33. That is what Auburn is. You run the football. You play smash mouth football, and that opens up the pass game. Okay, and the last thing I want to say is, and this got me excited, got me wanting to run through a wall. That's what coaches do. Yeah. Alex Golesh said today that week in, week out, every Saturday, Auburn is going to be the most violent football team in all of college football. I love to hear it. Let's get physical. Let's lay a hat on somebody. Let's catch a few targeting calls. That's okay. Bring back Smoke Monday. He might have a year of eligibility. That's what I want to see. Hit him in the mouth. That's what I like to see. And it brings me joy. It gets me excited. And I'm really serious to you, Garrett. I really want you to compare the two pressers. It might not mean anything, but to me, it says a lot because it's extremely similar to me. I could be reaching, but I want you to listen because I want you to feel fear in what's coming from Alex Golesh. Hold on. I'll come up with a nickname. Right now, the only nickname I got is the Hugh Paul disciple. The Hugh Paul. Yeah, the Hugh Paul disciple.
Hypo.
The hypo disciple. Yeah. Sorry, I'm too excited. I can't even. I've not been this excited about a hire ever. Because all the good hires happened when I was too young to even know what was going on.
The 8-4 disciple.
8-4 first year. I like that. If he goes 8-4 first year, we're pretty impressive. I like how I just twisted that back on you.
Yeah. 8-4 would be a good.
I expect
for y'all this year.
7-5 next year. If I have to make a prediction right now today, I would assume 7.
I don't know what the schedule looks like. I'd have to look at the schedule.
I can tell you right now. I thought I had a screenshot of it. Let me see. So we play Baylor and Atlanta. I think that would be a win. We play Southern Miss. Win. We play Jacksonville State. So that's 3-0. We play Arkansas at home. I would think that that's a win. We play Vanderbilt at home with no Diego Pavia. I think that's a win. We play at Mississippi State. I think that's a win. We play at Ole Miss. More to be seen, but as of right now, I think it's a win. We'll play at Tennessee. I think could go either way. We play LSU at home. I think could go either way. And we play at Bama and at Georgia. And those could always go either way.
All right. Early prediction. 6-6. Mark it down. 6-6.
And that's okay. If we go 6-6 next year and make a bowl game and win the bowl game, I'm fine.
That's a positive start. It's a positive start. It's not a bad year. I'm not saying 6-6 to diss. That would be an improvement.
I could definitely see a 6-6 world. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I do think we will find a way to win a game that we shouldn't win next year for sure. And that will put us around 7-5 to me.
We'll see. I don't know.
We will see for sure. I'm excited,
I think
man.
y'all find a way to win a game y'all shouldn't win, but I think y'all lose a game y'all shouldn't lose, too. Just because first year head coach in the SEC, like, it happens to everybody. It happens. Everybody has that one game. Kalen DeBoer had 3 of them, so
right.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens, but like I said, extremely excited. Couldn't be happier with a hire. I hope the Bama fans are beginning to feel fear.
Not at all.
Oh, my
I mean,
dad.
as a consensus.
My dad
As a
is.
consensus, yeah. And like as a whole, no. Are there some? Yes.
My dad is terrified. Just thought I'd let that be known.
I wouldn't say I'm terrified, but
Well, I'm
as time goes
overplaying
on,
it, but
yeah.
he hates the fact that we got him. He
I don't like that y'all got him. Yeah.
he personally wanted Golesh at Bama. Take that for what you will.
Interesting. I'd need to see more, but maybe one day.
No. If he leaves, the only two places I could see us losing him to, well, three. I could see him going back to Tennessee if Heupel doesn't work out. I could see him going to Ohio State if they get rid of Ryan Day because he's an Ohio guy. That's where he grew up.
Yes.
Or I
Yeah.
could see him going to the NFL. Those are the only three ways I see. If he works out, the only three ways I see we lose him. But I
Yeah. I
also
could
think
see
he's
that.
the kind of guy that he is very humble and has given a lot of gratitude. Um, so far, just in the first few days he's been here, that I think if we wanted him for life, we could have him. But
We'll see.
that is to be
It's a
seen.
long time. Yeah.
He could be coaching for 30 years. Who knows? He's only
Could
like
be.
43.
Yeah. He's young.
I'm excited. I'm very happy. I know I've said it. I know I sound like a broken record, but I am head over heels with this hire. This is
I'm not
this
happy.
was the move. If you can't get Kenny Dillingham, this was it.
Yeah. I agree with that. Outside of Kenny Dillingham, this was the guy that you needed to go get, and they got him. Good for them.
A lot of people are saying that John Cohen kind of just stumbled on this. I texted you at what, like 11 Saturday night. The deal wasn't even in place until midnight. I mean, until 1 a.m. 1:30 a.m. is when they signed the contract. And I told you around 11. Let me go pull that up. I was like, watch for Alex Golesh. So I don't think he stumbled upon this. I just think that it surprised a lot of people.
I definitely think they wanted John Summerall, and then
Yeah,
that didn't work out, so they turned to their second option, which happened to be Alex Golesh.
I started texting you all of the Goalish things at 12:47, and that's when we both said DJ or Goalish, and I went to bed. The last thing I said was, let's see, I said I'm. This was at 1:10 a.m. So when they were signing the contract, I said I'm starting to believe it's Goalish because you could always keep DJ in the back pocket and swing on a few more names over the next few days/weeks if you wanted to. That was the last thing I said. So why would you announce it the next day if you're just going to give it to DJ Durkin when you could have announced it a week ago, if that makes sense, or before the
Yeah.
Iron Bowl? And that was my thought process at 1:10 a.m. At the exact same time they're getting ready to sign a contract. So I guess I just had that feeling. Uh, glad glad that it happened. I don't think he fumbled onto this. I think he just wanted Summerall, and he had other options had Summerall not worked out. And one of his other options was Alex Golesh. And luckily
Yeah.
for us, Alex Golesh wanted to be an Auburn Tiger. You want to hear something funny?
What's that?
I don't know the full story. There was a lot of misinformation going around with what truly happened with Summerall. So I'm not gonna try to like say what happened because I don't truly know. But there was obviously a falling out, and Summerall and Golesh have the exact same agent. I think that's
That's how
hilarious.
that's
I
how
think
it be
that is
working out.
hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just find that really funny, dude.
That's like Nick Saban with Jimmy Sexton. He when he Lane Kiffin got fired at Alabama, and and Nick Saban and Lane Kiffin have the exact same agent, and so that's kind of funny.
It's always funny
It's
how those
weird how
things
that
work out.
it's weird how that happens sometimes.
All right. I'm done ranting about Golesh. I think I made it very apparent that I'm excited and I love the hire.
I think it is a good hire, unfortunately.
Oh, I have to say it one time. Auburn's so back, dude. Auburn's back. I'm letting the hype get to me, but I'm gonna say it. Auburn's back. We're not back next year. I'll take my 6-6, 7-5. But after them 2 years, ooh, buddy.
Auburn could be back. They could be back.
I'm speaking it into existence. There's no could. It's already happened. It
All
happened.
right.
It happened Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. when Alice Golesh put the pen to paper. That's when it happened. That's when we became
All right.
back.
We'll see.
I got confidence.
I like the confidence. Well, not really, but I did kind of do.
Yeah, that's one thing I haven't felt. Like Brian Harsin got hired. I'm like, oh, okay. Like I trust the AD to make the right choice. Hugh Freeze got hired. Okay, SEC experience, knows what he's doing. Good recruiter, success everywhere he's been. Eddie knows what he's doing. This I'm hype. I'm happy. I'm excited. This is my head coach.
Hey, shoot. We'll see. Yeah. We're gonna find out one way or the other eventually.
Yeah, we will.
I don't hope it doesn't work out. Hope, fingers crossed.
Never hope to be more right. If this is what losing to Alabama brings, it's okay. This one was okay to drop the ball for this.
Huh?
Alrighty. I'm sorry. I've rambled too much about Alice Golesh.
Yeah, I was thinking about 7 straight next year. That's all I was thinking about.
He's put. Hey, better watch out. Alice Golesh pulled some close games over there at USF. Just think what he can do at Auburn.
We'll take him a little bit more seriously this time. Hopefully.
You hope so.
Hopefully. maybe he's just our kryptonite. Let's hope not.
I hope he is. That would be icing on the cake right there. That'd be a cherry on top of the cake, man.
No, sir.
Alrighty, let's get into these predictions.